2, and 1.
Good evening and welcome to Meals for the Elderly virtual date night. We're so excited to have you with us, cooking in the kitchen with many surprises, and we're delighted and so excited that you could be with us this evening. I would love to introduce our executive director, Jason Tucker, who's going to sort of describe a little bit about the mission and all that we love and appreciate about the organization and you. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for that excellent introduction, Camille. So then we want to welcome everyone back here to our kitchen here at Meals for the Elderly, a perspective that not many get to see. So what a lot of people don't realize is that we prepare all of our meals that go out every single day right back here every single morning. So everything that's sent out that's hot and fresh comes from right here back in our kitchen that you get to cook along with us tonight in. Since 1974, Meals for the Elderly has been committed to serving one hot, fresh, nutritious meal each day to the residents of Tom Green County and Miles. And we also want to ensure our recipients' personal health, safety, and well-being through that nice volunteer contact that we strive to achieve each and every day. And now I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Jessica, our Director of Development and Marketing, that's going to walk you through some of our housekeeping for the evening.
We are so excited to have you with us. First of all, this video is being filmed, as you're watching it through our website, it's actually being filmed through YouTube Live. So with that being said, you are allowed to pause. You can go back a couple of 15 seconds at a time to rewatch sections of the video. We will also have this available through the YouTube link. We'll be emailing everyone out tomorrow if you missed it and you want to go back and click again. So that is something you can absolutely do. Also on the top of your page, you're going to find a couple of buttons. You're going to see the auction website. Make sure you go check out some amazing auction items that we have available. We will be showcasing some of them throughout the stream tonight. We also have raffle tickets that we're still selling. They are for tickets to the San Angelo Rodeo. They're $5 each. So when you click raffle, it will take you to the raffle ticket purchase form, and you can purchase those at 9:30 tonight. There's also a very large donate button. All of our, everything that we do here at Meals for the Elderly is based off of donations. We are not government funded. We're not a United Way agency. So everything and anything we were able to give, even $5, will help feed a senior food for the day. So we really, really, really appreciate you being here. We would like to go ahead and also bring in Wendy Neff, who is the owner of Costolo Vineyards. And she provided the wine that many of you are enjoying this evening with your meal. So if Wendy will come over, we would love to introduce her.
Thanks y'all so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And this is a fantastic first event, and hopefully there'll be more. I'm privileged to get to share some wines with some of the entrees that Mike is preparing this evening. In particular, he's doing some lamb with a garlic chimichurri sauce. And with that, it's kind of why we chose to go with the Petite Sirah. So our Petite Sirah is a homegrown. It's one of the vineyards that we harvest and we grow right here in Cristobal. It is very fruit forward. It has a lot of black pepper. It has some dark cherry. But we thought that it would pair really well with the garlic and Mike's chimichurri sauce. So hopefully you guys will get to enjoy that, but you don't have to wait until the main entree to enjoy your glass of wine. So
Wendy also has an auction item she would like to talk about.
So we have an auction item. Is it the silent auction? Okay, so for the silent auction, it is a tour and tasting for two out of the vineyard. If you win that this evening, you just call us and we are going to treat you like a VIP. So when you come out, you can schedule it at a time that's convenient for you and your group. Come on out and we will take you on a guided tour of the vineyard. This takes about an hour. We've been told that our tours are better than the tours you get in Fredericksburg, and better than the tours you get in California. So we look forward to hosting some of you, and hopefully you'll get to win that auction item. You will, while you're on the tour, get to taste wines out of the oak barrels. We have all the different oak barrels, Hungarian oak, American oak, and then we also have our stainless steel tanks, and you get to taste some wines out of that. And if you haven't had enough wine by the time you're done with the tour, you will also get to do a tasting of the wines that we have bottled in the tasting. So we look forward to hosting whoever wins that wonderful auction item this evening.
Thank you so
And
much.
back to Jessica and Camille.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Camille would like to, Camille's one of our board members.
Yes,
And
yes.
she would like to also have a note that she has from one of our other.
Yes, so on behalf of the board and of Meals for the Elderly, on behalf of our president, who sadly could not be here, Kelly Gillon-Berger, she extends such a welcome and gratitude to each of you for being with us this evening at Meals for Elderly for our virtual date night. And now, are you ready? I'm so thrilled and so delighted and honored to present our chef of the evening, Chef Michael Hennessy of the Silo Restaurant at the Chicken Art Bar. So many of you, most of you know Chef Michael Hennessy. So he's devoted his time and energy creating this amazing menu for us. And it's my honor and pleasure to introduce Chef Michael to each of you this evening.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Take it away.
All right, well, great. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you for having me at this event. I'm really honored to be here and to be asked to do this. This is great. It's really, I'm having a really, it's a new experience for me. So bear with me a little bit on that. Anyway, we, along with HEB and all that and the menu we picked, we decided that we wanted to do something that would be easy, just pick up, grab and go from the store, that kind of thing where, you can realize that you can eat a healthy meal, you can prepare it at home. There's not a lot of mess or things that go with it. And, during our conversations of doing this, what we were thinking is, sorry, drive up windows, but keep you out of the fast food line and keep you cooking at home and, just enjoying that kind of thing. Of course, there's always a Silo House restaurant where you can enjoy these things also. So, but this is one of our dishes that we have, and it is, what I love about it is lamb. It's just a great, easy dish to cook. Main thing is, again, and I'll probably say this a few times, is just don't overcook it. I mean, it should be, some people like it rare. I prefer it medium rare, but really shouldn't go over medium. That's where most people tend to have a little bit of an issue with it because it does get a little bit tough when you do overcook it. But again, people that like it that way too, that's completely fine. But that's what we're gonna, try to achieve here. We're doing that. Again, I guess we're ready to get started. The bags we got here that you should have picked up from HEB. One thing, the bag's really nice, and I'm really liking that. And of course, we got our kit. We got our lamb, and everything is nice and cool in here, which is really great plus. And I'm just going to get that and set it aside. What I'd like to do is just get all of our vegetables and raw things out of the way, so that when we go to handling the meat, we're not contaminating and having to do that. So the meat we can actually let sit out. It's good to let it sit out for just a little bit instead of just pulling it right out of the refrigerator. It has a tendency to respond to seasoning a little bit better, and it'll also cook a little bit more evenly that way. So what we're going to do first, after I get the things out of this bag, is we're going to start on our potatoes, since they are the most time-consuming of this dish, and then we will have those baking while we're doing our other prep and getting ready. And again, like I said, these things are really convenient. It's just, again, this is kind of new for me too. I'm just going to be honest with you, but I love the concept of this. We all we gotta do is just open these up, salad dressing, all that good stuff. Getting ready to do the potatoes. So what we're gonna do, and this, it's a perfect meal for 2 people. What you can do is also the potatoes, you can cook enough and they reheat well. Also, the next day, you just gotta, break them out, maybe add a little bit of oil to them, and just, you can either re-saute them in a skillet, or you can just reheat them in it. What I'm gonna do right now is steak them in rinse and wash, of course. And, like I said, this would just be, this is one thing we're gonna be doing in the oven, do it in an air fryer or toaster oven, whatever. If we are gonna do it in an oven, of course, we got a big commercial oven here. I do recommend preheating it and just getting that ready to go. On these potatoes, there's just gonna be some blemishes here and a little bit of the skin. We're gonna wanna take that off and just get any marks that look like you wouldn't want to eat. We're just gonna take those off. But we are gonna leave, we wanna leave most of the skin intact here. Just because it makes it good, I think. And it gives it a pretty presentation. But I'm just gonna get these rolling. And from what I understand, this is virtual, so we're doing this live. So this is really kind of interesting to be able to do it this way. And anyway, I'm using a paring knife. You can use a potato peeler. Since these are they're not real big, so that I don't really need real big knife to do these with. Just getting this little stem off. These are really in good shape, so they don't require a lot. But you can see that they've been just little blemishes on there. Try to cut them off without wasting a lot of the potato. And depending on how much time you have and the size of the potatoes and all of that, will determine how you want to cut them. Some of these, since they're pretty small, what I want to do is even them up so that when they bake even. So some I'll cut in half, some I'll cut in quarters, and even then, if you wanted to spend more time with them, you could just leave them kind of whole. But there is a variety of sizes here, so we do want to get them ready for that. Anyway, so once we get these in the oven, we'll start working on the other thing. And anyway, by the way, this is a great kitchen. This is the second time I've been in here, and I am just amazed with the staff and people here are really, really nice. And I'm learning a lot about this organization. Really great. So the bigger ones, I'm going to cut into quarters. I'm going to start with those, and then just kind of work my way to the smaller ones so I can decide what size to cut those. Most of these I'm going to do in quarters because really we don't want it to take too long. Just getting them ready, getting prepared, and got some olive oil here, and
I want to take this time to talk about some of our auction items that we have. So first of all, we have some gorgeous, obviously he is using a cutting board, kitchen cutting board, but many of y'all may not have one. These absolutely gorgeous cutting boards. This is just one of them. They are hand-created cutting boards, and we're very excited to be able to include these. This one is on our website. We have this beautiful one. It's actually got like a juice group with it. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. They're very heavy, very nice, handmade. And then we have a really big one for those of you who want a real showpiece. I mean, this is something that you're gonna want to put on your kitchen table and show people. So while he's preparing the meal, we're gonna be kind of showcasing some of our different auction items. Make sure you click that auction button at the very top to be able to see everything how it is.
Okay, and they really are nice cutting boards. I wish I could use those, but since they're auctioning off, obviously they don't break in. So believe me, I thought about doing that, but they are nice boards. I put a little bit of olive oil on here just to coat it, just to get a nice, just a nice even coating. You don't really need a whole lot. A little bit goes a long ways. And then I've got a salt and pepper mix that I just kind of like to mix up, just salt, but just salt and pepper. On this, since we are going to be adding a little bit of the garlic, I don't remember if we had or not, but I'm going to put a pinch on these. It's just going to add a little bit to it. And again, this really nice garlic, very strong. And we're going to get these roasting in the oven. And while they're doing that, we'll start getting our other things together. And I do have a group that I'm serving here tonight too. So I've got some other ones here that I was working on a little bit earlier. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this time to get these going also. Now, we're not going to add the rosemary yet because when you do that, the rosemary will over roast. So we're going to add that a little bit later, a little over halfway through the cooking process. And then that way they kind of roast in, but we don't want to get them, we don't want to burn the rosemary in the process. And again, salt, pepper, and taste. I just like to get it going while it's in the oven, and then after we get it about halfway baked, we can kind of adjust our seasonings then. So I've got this large bowl here that I already did earlier. I got this one here that will be for the romantic, hopefully, dinner for two tonight. So I hope everybody's having a good time with this. So I'm going to lay these out just a little bit. And again, there's plenty of potatoes. There's probably really enough for four in that bag. But, you know, if you're cooking, you might as well cook them. You can always do something else with them the next day. And so we got the oven on, yes, and we got the potatoes rolling in the oven. I'm going to do them at about 325, 335 convection. Usually 350 at home use is usually adequate enough. So, and we can, I guess, set a timer, but I'll just kind of keep track of what's going on with that. So next, what we want to do is get our salad prepared and just kind of get that so that when we're ready to eat, all we have to do is just break the salad out of the refrigerator. Again, this is pretty easy. Just open the bag. I've got a bowl right here. And this has got the little extra garden lime crunch. So it's got the sunflower seeds and all of that. This is really, really super duper easy. And it's just a good way to incorporate salad into your diet. And salads are just, you know, everybody knows they're good for you and they're good to start with. And it just helps get your, you know, your digestion going and all of that stuff so that when you're, actually my girlfriend told me this the other day because I wasn't eating my salad. I was eating my salad with my dinner instead of before the dinner. And then so now, and I kind of knew that, but I really know that now. So I'm sharing that with everybody else just because I got shared that the other day. Now, we can go ahead and just mix these in. But I think instead I'm going to put those on top of the salad, and then I'm going to wait right before we get ready to roll to dress the salad. I'm going to go and get these open so that when the dinner bell is ready to ring, we can just throw it together. You don't want the dressing to sit on there too long because it will make the lettuce wilt. So you want to cut that off to the last minute. So I got it all ready, and then I'm going to just set it back in a cool place or in the refrigerator. And again, this meal's not going to take that long, so actually I can probably just leave it out. It'll be fine. You can put your plate or bowl in the refrigerator. That even makes it better. That's a trick we do in the restaurant. So the next thing we want to get ready is our chimichurri. And there's all kinds of ways you can make these. It's really great. We have our herbs growing outside of the restaurant, just right there by the back of the kitchen door. So I'm able to grab those. But these are all really, really nice packets. They're fresh. HED sells these. This is the chopped cilantro. It's already ready to roll. You don't have to mess with it. Parsley, and these will keep for a few days, probably a week in the refrigerator as long as you keep them frozen up. Probably the hardest part is I gotta get into them and I'm gonna cook mess. I'm not used to cooking with a camera on me. So I'm just gonna kind of get these ready, and we're gonna use olive oil, these fresh herbs, which I can't see the label on there, but only chopping I'm gonna have to do is with the rosemary and then the mint. And I'm just gonna kind of lay everything out here so I don't forget anything. I'm just gonna do salt, pepper, season that up with, and looking for the garlic. And I'm sorry? Well, Jim Carrey, actually, sorry? Oh, okay. And I'm still learning about it. But anyway, it's one of the things I picked up actually from the Solid West restaurant. Jerry Warnell got me a recipe for this. And at first, don't let the name intimidate you. It's just a blend of fresh herbs, olive oil, a little bit of red wine vinegar, and it is just wonderful. And you can use it for marinades, other things. I have actually roasted asparagus, kind of get it started, and then on the grill with some oil, throw some chimichurri on it, and it's really, really, really interesting and really good. And you can use this for other things too. It doesn't necessarily have to be for lamb, but it is just a kicker for lamb. And doesn't take a whole lot, but the things you like the most are the things you're going to want to put in it. Mint, rosemary, cilantro, parsley, all those things are really going to blend up. It's really, really nice. So I'm just going to chop these two things up. It does need to be fresh. The dried one's more important as well. That's probably the only thing as you do it in the pinch, but keeping it fresh is the best way to go. So I'm just going to throw this in here and add a little bit of the parsley. This is the cilantro. These are really chopped up nice. And again, you can't really go too wrong. You know, it's just going to roll out really good. Garlic, it's just kind of a preference thing. We're going to add our oil. And get that going. And I should have some spoon here. And hope everybody's doing okay. I hope I'm not rushing anybody or anything, but from what I understand, you can stop replay. This will be on
Excellent.
So
one of the more unique things that you may have seen if you're coming onto our silent auction site are 4 of the things that are actually a unique way for you to give that gives you a better perspective about the operations that we take forth every day here at Meals for the Elderly. And so, as you can see laid out on that silent auction site, if you donate $20 to us, that's actually enough to feed one of our senior recipients for an entire week. Your meal kit that costs $50 is actually enough to feed one of our routes, an average size route, for a day. And so on our routes, we run 48 routes per day here at Meals. And then within those, on average, we have about 16 recipients per route. Some of them are larger, some of them are smaller, and we tell our drivers to expect normally about an hour or so on your delivery schedules. Above that, if you see the $250 towards us, would actually be able to feed an entire route for that week. And to give you just a better perspective about what we do every day here, a donation of $1,875 would feed all of our senior recipients just for one day. And as Jessica mentioned to start all of this, we are not government funded, we're not a United Way agency, so all of our operating funds are generated through local donations and grant funding from people just like you. And so Jessica has another unique kind of silent auction item from one of our partners.
We went with more of a kitchen theme because we thought, Okay, maybe you realize there's something you don't have yet. So we have this wonderful bowl. This is from Crane Tech, and there's these awesome silicone utensils. I personally love silicone utensils. I think they're great because they're easy to wash and they don't make a lot of mess. And then this is actually an insulated bowl, which would be really cool with this kind of event, right? To be jewelry or something like that.
Yes.
And so, and like a little, pop holder. So another silent auction item. Please make sure to go check that out.
Great. All right. Got these advertisers coming in the kitchen here. So just like any YouTube kind of videos, got to put up with the ads. No, anyway. Anyway, no, that's great. And so anyway, just trying a little bit of fun. So got my two chair. I did hopefully while I wasn't looking on camera, I did take a little bit of taste just to make sure it's where I want it. I think it's pretty much spot on. It's almost, probably equal amounts of oil to olive oil. Vinegar to the olive oil, and just get it to where it's balanced. You want enough oil in there that it's going to stick to the lamb chops when they come out of the oven. Off the pan, and enough vinegar in there to give it that zesty taste that we're looking for. So we've got that done, and you can see that didn't take very long. And if you're not talking while you're prepping, you probably can do it quick. But anyway, it is the aroma, the smell in here is really, really nice. Rosemary and mint is really great. I hope that y'all are experiencing that at home. I keep forgetting that. This is y'all are doing this at home too. This is so cool.
I'm going to give a shout out to, so HEB is our main sponsor for this event. They're the ones that actually provided all the ingredients. In your bag, there's a recipe card, and it actually has all of these wonderful items. This one I'm super excited about later, the bacon jam. But they have these really cool, they're pre-chopped. I think this is really awesome. And this is something you can go to your, our two local HEBs and pick up anytime you want. So definitely make sure you check them out. We wanted to give a huge shout out to HEB for being the main sponsor of this event. Their coordination and just their working with us has been absolutely amazing.
And like I said, these things are really, really nice. You don't have to mess with all the chopping it up. There's lots of things, even this cilantro. People at Gallo, real easy. They got tomatoes, onions, everything's already all done. It's just really a cool way to go with that. Okay, so we've got this. We've got a two chair. We've got our potatoes roasting. I'm just going to take a peek since I'm not real familiar with this oven, just to kind of make sure they're not getting away from me. And just want a nice roast on them. And I'm not going to add the rosemary until they just start to soften. Once they start to soften, then that's when they'll be that's when we'll be ready to put the rosemary. It should balance out right at the same time. We just kind of want the rosemary to cook just a little bit. Okay, so we got our salad. Now we're going to get ready for the Brussels sprouts. And we have these came in from HEB. It's the shaved Brussels sprouts. This is something we also have at the Salo House, and we do them a little bit differently than this. But when I came up with this idea how to do it, and we were talking about convenience, and that we wanted this to be easy, and that you don't have to mess with a whole lot of different, chopping and having to do all that stuff, and boil in the Brussels and soften. With this thing and the way they're cut and ready to roll, it is actually just super nice, super easy way to do this. We also, when we were talking about this, I was like, well, we got to make the Brussels jam. And the store manager there said, well, we have Brussels jam. And this, our bacon, I call it Brussels jam because we use it for Brussels at the restaurant. But at the grocery store, they call it bacon jam. And this stuff is really, really nice. And it just makes it super easy. What I'm going to do with the Brussels is just kind of look through them. And just sometimes there might be a bit of a stock piece or something in here that you don't really want. I'm just going to, for the most part, this bag looks great. It looks like it's just ready to roll. And what we're going to do is just preheat a skillet And just a little bit, and then we're gonna let these saute. Just small, just so it doesn't stick to the pan. And we're gonna let this do the rest of the work. This has got a little bit of a spice in it, which to me makes it good, because if you're gonna eat Brussels sprouts, kind of need to, I don't know, hide the flavor just a little bit, maybe, I don't know. But we have converted some people to eating Brussels sprouts at the restaurant, and it's just kind of fun to have people say, well, I don't like them, but I like these. And this is really, really good easy way to do this. So, and what I'm going to do with it is I kind of want to get timed out where we can do the Brussels jam and the lamb together. Still waiting on those potatoes, so I'm sure y'all are at home. What I am going to do, though, is get these skillets warmed up. Of course, in a first kitchen, we would have like a grill or a flat top always ready. So even when I'm at home, I'll put the stove on real low and just take that chill off of that pan so that when I'm ready to roll, all I got to do is turn it up a little bit, and then I don't have to wait for that pan to heat up. It'll already be chill, as we would say, would already be broken. And so that's what I'm doing over here. Go ahead and get our lamb prepped up while we're waiting on all of that. I'm doing on time. Anyway, again, I got some friends here that are eating tonight. So we got a lot more lamb going here than unless y'all have a big party going on, which would even be better. Of course, this is what we got in our packet. 2 lamb chops is usually enough for per person. Lamb's really rich, very flavorful, and so a little bit doesn't take a whole lot of lamb. You can do this with beef also, but the chimichurri is just what really gives that lamb a nice. They really complement each other. And what I'm doing is just lightly salt and pepper these, and get them just kind of a nice even. I'm just going to let that sit on there for just a little bit. And I'm going to just go ahead because I'm waiting anyway. Once I get these lamb chops going and my pan done, I'm going to be ready to eat. So I want to have everything ready so that when the time is ready, that I'm not scrambling around. So again, we got our potatoes going, we got our salad. All we got to do is dress it, pop it. We got our Brussels. This is just marry these 2 up together. Let these cook to be a little bit tender. Don't want to cook them too fast. You can do that and roast them. Also, these would be great on a grill. Kind of skipping around there a little bit. I'm sorry for that, but think about on the lamb chops. Doing it on a char grill or outside is also a good way. If you have that in your stove at home, that's a good way to go too. But if you are going to do a skillet, I do recommend that you use a heavy skillet, just so we don't lose that heat and get a good sear. What we're looking for with the lamb, we want a good sear on the outside. We want to get that kind of caramely a little bit and then pull it off. Once this really doesn't take very long. And that really is, I think, most people go, I don't like lamb. I'm almost sure that it's because it probably was overcooked. It's just one of those, just kind of like venison. You just don't want to overcook. So we're getting these ready, and I'm going to go ahead and get the Brussels jams going. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pour some heat. Actually, back up. I got to check on the potatoes.
He's checking on the potatoes. Another option item, so I feel like Dana on it tonight. So we have these beautiful knives. They're actually chef's knives. This is a 7-inch chef knife, and this is a 4-inch paring knife. And they are, Darling, I think is the brand name, which is the pretty good brand name night set, and they're both of them are together. So this is kind of a newer item. We just got this on the auction site tonight. So if you were at home once again and you're realizing I don't have a nice night set, or I don't have a nice night, this is a really great opportunity to be able to go online and purchase one, and then also get to a great cost. So how are those potatoes looking?
All right, they're looking good. Another ad that we had to endure there, but anyway, it's all good. Potatoes are at a point where they are getting to that. They're just starting to get tender. Actually, I can smell them. They're just getting ready to really start cooking. I really want to know that they're going to be ready before I really initiate everything else, because potatoes will hold, they'll stay hot. Once you get them done, or you've done this if you want, we can just kind of hold them in the oven, and then we can throw everything else together in a matter of moments. Just not to really rush things too much. I'm going to go ahead and start on the Brussels, because those will also hold, and then I can just keep them on warm. Just going to just lightly coat the pan. I just preheat the pan is just pretty crucial. Getting the oil warmed up really helps to get just a good sear on whenever you're cooking. It's really very rare. There are items you really want to start off with a cold skillet. I'm sure there are exceptions to that rule, but for this particular dinner we're having tonight, we want to make sure everything's warmed up. I'm just going to let that warm up and let that oil get where it's real fluid, and hopefully we can hear that little bit of sizzle on that. Again, we're going to go with the salt and pepper, and just a dab will do you. And we're going to let those cook just kind of soften up just a little bit. And just let those kind of just cook a little bit and get warmed up. And once the leaves and everything get warmed up, then we're going to add the bacon jam. We don't want to add bacon jam too soon, because we don't want to burn the bacon jam trying to get Brussels done. So it's anyway, all that experience, I guess. But anyway, and I'm cooking on medium high heat, probably right at medium.
I believe they have a jalapeno bacon jam, which we have a Baxter. I know you've got the original there.
Oh.
So they have different kinds of original, and there's jalapeno. So for people who may not be a huge fan of jalapeno, is there something that they can add or do, or to maybe kind of tone down the spices a little bit?
I would just probably just use a little less, and just you can correct I think you could add some onions to it, that kind of thing. Actually, a little bit of butter, bacon and butter go really well together. You can do that, and that'll kind of help coat them. I love working with butter and olive oil generally. So you can start off with the base of that, and then that would kind of help mellow this out. It does have a little bit of a kick, but ours, when we do it at the Solid House too, we actually add jalapenos to ours too. This is just really incredibly, really good. But of course, we like to do our own version there. But this is a great product, and I think you'll really be pleased with it. So these are sitting here. I'm going to add a little more. Tell that they're liking that, and getting a good sear on those. Kind of soften them up. And actually, what you could do, this is okay. This one's here's the original, and then this is the jalapeno bacon jam. So the jalapeno one, is that the one we worked with first time, or was it the original? I haven't actually tried this one. I'll tell you what, we'll try it tonight, since that's what y'all are doing. I didn't realize that I had the original. This is the one they let me borrow the other day. And this one's actually one. I do recommend you let it sit out a little bit so that it's easier, more pliable to work with. And what else I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to add just a little bit of water. I know that's not on the recipe, but just soften that up and get a little bit of steam going. And that'll kind of help him figure out. I mean, Brussels sprouts, I like them to be kind of crunchy. Everybody has a little bit different taste. If you want them softer, add a little water, let them kind of steam in the pan. And, actually, they are doing great, and they are ready to be jammed. And you know what? I just realized they're with me. I've got more people to see tonight. I need to. I actually need to cook another bag for the crew we got here. And I'm just going to take a chance, just add into what I got, kind of slow that down a little bit, and then that way I kind of kill two birds with one stone. I mean, this actually is a live cook, so we might as well cook live. And this happens in the restaurant too. You'll be cooking orders, and then you'll have something going, and then another ticket will come in, and there you are. You gotta get it all going. So that actually really works out. So I added those. Have a bag of that, a little more olive oil, just to make sure we don't get sticking in the pan, because Brussels that burn do not smell very nice. So potatoes should be getting there, and I've got to keep up. They got a big commercial stove here, so things can really get away from them. These are looking great.
And while he's getting the potatoes out, I'm gonna showcase some action items. So we actually have, we've got kitchen items, obviously. We have a gorgeous painting from Pam Medlin. So beautiful flowers. So if you want some artwork for your kitchen to brighten up your kitchen a little bit, this is on the website as well. So you want to make sure and showcase this. Ooh, those look delicious.
Yes, they are actually perfect. So really looking good. And I'm just going to make sure that they are starting to get tender. I'm going to go ahead and turn these, and just to get a good even roast. And I do recommend that you spray or pre-oil the pan so that they don't stick. And that is something that I didn't do tonight. And, but I got lucky because I had enough olive oil for not sticking to it. That's going to give it a nice roasted flavor. And anyway, we're just going to get these kind of evened up. I'm going to tell just that they're going to need a little more salt, pepper. Just kind of do this for a long time, and I can almost tell by the smell. And we're just going to need a little bit more. And we're going to add the rosemary, which, when I was chopping up Shara, I was supposed to set some rosemary aside. We've got plenty to work with. A little bit of rosemary goes a long ways. And this stuff really smells good. I like using it in a lot of things. And it doesn't really, you don't want to, for most people, a can of rosemary is a lot better than a lot of unless you really like it and use a lot. But most people, you just want kind of a dent if you're cooking for somebody else. For me, my girlfriend uses a lot of rosemary. So, and that is this. I'm going to go ahead and add a little more. And hopefully y'all are doing okay and enjoying this and having fun, and that we're kind of in rhythm here with the timing and everything. These really smell good now. They're not going to take very long to finish off, and I'm going to put them back in the oven and just let them roll. I got to check on my Brussels sprouts. They are cooking away. And that other bag didn't have any stems or anything in it. It's really good. That other one only had like one little thing, a little bit of stuff. That's okay. Here we are. I'm gonna add a little more just to get. Ooh, my phone's got hot. That's why you keep a backup. And these are doing great. And they are ready. They are ready. I'm just gonna let them slow simmer and slow it down real slow, and then I'm gonna turn up my my cast iron skillet for the lamb chops. And we're almost there. I mean, we're ready to roll. We put these on top, and I'm gonna let that pan just get warm enough so that when I kind of see it starting to smoke a little bit, then I'll add the oil and then let that oil heat up, and then we're gonna put just a good seal. Of course, hopefully the sound will pick that up, and we're like just moments away, really, from having this really easy to prepare gourmet meal made easy. You know? And again, one of the that's such a kick out of that. Let's keep people from going to the drive-up window. Let's slow that down and do that. And while we're kind of waiting, I'm waiting on that skillet to heat up. Let me say, I'm really honored to be in your kitchen and doing this and being here. And I was thrilled when I got asked, and I'm just really happy to be here. I'm really having fun with it, and I hope I'm not as nervous as I kind of feel like I am. But anyway, I hope y'all are having a good evening.
I think you're fine.
Okay.
So yeah, and we want to reiterate this kitchen, we do cook all of our meals in this kitchen, and our kitchen staff is here at 5:30 every morning. So huge shout out to our amazing kitchen staff that is the one that puts it out. So we have another auction item. I feel like that look like me. So these are actually, we have two of these. This is one of them. It's actually a turquoise inlaid hand-turned bowl. I think it's gorgeous. So these are actually hand-turned from the Concho Valley Wood Turners Association, which donates these beautiful items. So this would be a great place for your keys or just like a little candy bowl on your desk or something like that. So just another auction item. But yeah, I wanted to thank him again. He's awesome being here, and huge shout out to our kitchen staff who does what they do every single day.
And I did get to meet them, I guess last week sometime. We came in for a test. Came to see the kitchen. I'm just really, really impressed. And they were just super nice. I just felt really, really welcome. And they're like, I don't even have to clean up. Just do what you got to do and go. And man, for someone to say that and leave you the kitchen is really, really nice. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell anybody, but anyway, but anyway, it's nice to have that kind of cooperation. So really, really neat, and I really got a kick out of meeting them, and it's just super. Is it Mary? Mary, yes, Mary. So shout out to Mary. Thank you for letting me indulge in your kitchen and crew also. Thank you very much. So we are getting to the smoking point of that pan. I brought the large skillet in from the restaurant actually for this one, so it does take a little bit to heat up. That's the beauty of cast iron. So, and we are getting close, and I think I'm going to go for it. Actually, I'm going to add a little nonstick. That kind of helps me know how hot my pan is, which it's plenty warm. I'm just going to add just a little bit of oil. Always add a little more. And then carefully, we're going to add these to the pan. And you can hear that sizzle. And I do want it to be, now if you're only cooking the 4 at home, you don't have to get the pan quite so hot. I'm heating it up because of the sheer volume that I'm cooking here and I'm trying to make up. So I don't want my pan to cool off too quick. So I'm just going to add them kind of gradually just to let them get a good steer on them. kind of move them around a little bit. And with these, you can, don't be afraid. You don't have to just put them one side perfectly and then turn them and get it right on the spot. You can turn them a couple of times and get them to where you want them. And actually, I guess I underestimated it. I'm going to have to break out my backup skillet. That, in truth, actually did belong to my mother, and I still have this skillet. And it is the one I brought on the first test. So, but I figured, well, I better bring the big one. But anyway, I'm glad I brought it to you. I'm gonna use it, and that'll that way I don't have to wait to do that. I don't want to overcrowd the pan because part of the important part of this is getting that sear. So, and I'm gonna check on those potatoes just to make sure. And they are perfectly ready. I'm just going to let that hold. And by the time we get all this, we're going to make, okay, we're going to plate up ours here. And speaking of the plates, I got to throw in a little spot for the chicken farm arsenal. These plates we got from Roger Allen's video. And from these to use. And by coincidence, we also have the wine glasses from the too, which came from the meal. So it really worked out cool. So anyway, just a shout out for these plates that I had to carefully and gingerly load into my car while she was washing. So this other skillet doesn't take as long to heat up because it's not as big. And I'm going to go ahead and get them lowered. So, and I'm just going to put back fire. Just had lamb on it. So
As Mike gets a few of these things cleaned, I want to kind of interrupt real fast, not with any of our silent auction items, but we mentioned our fantastic kitchen staff that we have to come in here every single morning. And we do have a tremendous staff to make this organization go and function every single day and work the way that it does. But an even bigger part is the old that we really could not go and operate or do anything that we ever do here is through the work of all of our volunteers. And so I will brag day in and day out that I think that we have one of the greatest volunteer networks here in the Concho Valley and in San Angelo. We couldn't do what we do without the support of over 200 volunteers per week that go and deliver that hot, fresh, nutritious meal to all our senior recipients. I want to reiterate that. That's 200 volunteers that go and give their time, whether they be on their lunch hour, whether they be retired, whether it just be something that they want to go and devote that 1 hour of their day to, they decide to come here and drive that route for us. We're always in need of any additional volunteers that we can take. And so we love to tell people that even if you maybe can't donate, some money to us, we would love for you to go and donate your lunch hour once a week to come and drive for us. And really go and try to make a senior day by not only delivering that meal, but giving them a nice little check-in each day.
right. And so the white tops are doing what they should be doing. I've already turned them. And I'm probably going to turn them again. I just want to get, again, I'm looking for that medium rare. Where you can have a nice little red center. And be super juicy and be really good. And we're going to finish them. And I like to add a little bit of tuna fish while it's still kind of cooking. Just what I just think it's so cool to get that steam and get that vinegar rolling, a little more of that olive oil flavor in there. Just right at the end, real quick, you have to turn off the skillet just to allow that to cook in. And I can see that that the juices are starting to release from the lamb. And anyway, they're starting to get just a nice little brown smear on them. And I'm just going to kind of move them around in this skillet. And there's always like a little sweet spot sometimes where it's a little hotter one side than the other. And I'm going to rotate that around so that These are really, really nicely cut. They're very, very even, and that's a really nice plus. So the butchers there at HEB did a really nice job on getting these really nice. They're real good in uniform. So that's a plus and a shout out to them. So we are getting super close. Always get a little bit excited, I guess, when it comes to that, and that is really, really good. I'm going to add just a little more, just because I think you can't go wrong, and that's going to be perfect. Oh, and I guess they got bread with their packet too. Pizza French bread. I would, with that, I would just do that to slice some thin slices. Just have it with your salad. All of that. These are getting what I want them to be. So I am going to come in with just a little bit of this. And I'm just going to lightly brush them with this. And this is usually just how I finish them. And I'm hoping we don't get too much smoke in here. We may have to turn on that vent hood for a minute. But we're getting really, really close. Having the perfect meal here. Hopefully y'all are doing good. And that chimichurri on this really, with the lamb, really, really smells super, super delicious. And we got this. We're ready to roll here. And I'm just going to let that sit right there. We're going to put more chimichurri on there. And actually, you can't have too much of that. Okay, let those rest a minute. And let's see, we got our beautiful plates here.
Plating from more option items. So we have these, this is really beautiful. This is a hand painted picture and cup. There's 6 of these that go with it, and they're from imported from Mexico. And it's clay, super heavy, and there's 94 degrees outside. There's in there. If you would like